It's our 2024 New Year's Challenge, and today's class is a yoga class. Hey friends, it's Kate here. Thanks so much for joining me today. Now, I am so excited that we've started our New Year's Challenge. As a reminder, you can go back to the first video if you want to, but each class is standalone. You can return to them anytime you like. Our yoga classes during this challenge are all standing because our theme is energy, creating energy, excitement, motivation for our practice, for our bodies, simply being excited that we're showing up and doing the work. Now, today's class is in particular going to feel good for our hamstrings, our calf muscles, our hips, and our chest and upper body. It's a nice 15 to 20 minute class where we're really going to hit those places and hopefully feel nice and excited for the rest of our day. I'm not going to be using any props, but there will be a few times where I mention you might want blocks if you have trouble maybe doing a full forward fold. Otherwise, roll out your mat. Let's get started. Let's just start standing on our mat. Feet hip distance, hands by our sides, taking a moment to close the eyes and check in with your body. Notice how you're feeling today. Do we have a lot of energy already? Do we need to get excited about our movement? Take a moment and begin to lift up and out of your waist, wrapping the tummy in. Maybe think about almost suction cupping your feet to the ground, lifting up your inner arches, pulling your inner thighs towards one another, squeezing your thigh-butt connection point. And almost imagine I'm lifting your ears up to the sky. With eyes opened or closed, take a big inhale. As you exhale, dip your chin to chest. Simply let it hang. Roll your right ear to right shoulder. Come on back to center. Left ear to left shoulder. Return to center. Bring your head upright. Flutter the eyes open if they were closed. Take a big filling breath, reaching both hands high overhead. Pause here, wrapping the ribs in. Rotate the pinkies towards one another. Grow an inch or two higher to the sky. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, clasp the hands behind the head, elbows wide. Put a soft bend in your knees. Keep your knees, your hips still, and take a twist right and left at your own pace. We can do this once, twice, 3 times even. Just noticing how your body feels. Those easy twists first thing in the morning always feel so good to me. Return center when you're ready. Stand tall. Tuck the chin to the chest. Pull the elbows into the side, opening up the very back of your spine, the top of your vertebra. Hold there for a moment. Release the fingers, continuing to look down. Soften the knees from the sternum. Roll yourself into a small forward fold. We won't go all the way down quite yet. Just pause here. Envision your hands are heavy. Maybe tuck the tail a little bit more, rounding the lower back. How does that feel? Maybe shake out the shoulders, nod the head, wiggle it, anything you like. And then press into the feet, roll yourself all the way up to standing. Shoulders back, head high. Again, big inhale, stretch the hands up to the sky. Rotating the pinkies again. Both hands lift. Once more, small bend in the knee. This time, exhale, twist right hand back, left hand forward. Inhale, unravel. Exhale, twist left. Again, do this a few times at your own pace. Big, small, fast, slow. Try to keep the hips, the knees still so you can focus on the twist from your belly button and up the spine. It's really like you're wringing out the spine when we do these nice big twists. Again, twisting just feels so good to me first thing in the morning. Hands behind the head, elbows wide once more. Stand up tall. This time, roll the shoulders back. Really squeeze your thigh. Lift your sternum, your heart up to the sky. Now, don't let the head just yank or fall back, but I'm gently lifting my chin, finding a little bit of a stretch there across my pecs, underneath the armpits, maybe a little bit in the throat even. Slowly bring your gaze back to center once more, chin to chest, elbows pull in, soft bend as you release the hands and take your little forward fold. Now, maybe we stay up here. That higher forward fold can be nice. You might be ready to drop into a deeper forward fold. Notice how that feels to the back of the body. Are your glutes tight? Are your hamstrings? Begin to move in whatever way feels best, just listening to your body. You can sway the hips. You might bend and straighten the knees. Depending on your proportions, your mobility, it might feel nice to rock the weight into your toes, back into the heels. And I don't really like to do that if my hands aren't actually touching the floor, so I have the support. But you can absolutely try from any spot you're at. Eventually do find your center, bend the knees, tuck the chin and the tail, slowly roll yourself all the way back up to standing. Both hands lift up high. Again, big inhale, exhale, twist right, little bend in the knees. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, twist left, little bend in the knees. Let's take that a few times back and forth. And that soft little bend there, for me, I get an extra little calf stretch. And I'll be honest with you, mine are feeling particularly tight today because I did a lot of walking yesterday. Return to center, hold. Lift the pinkies up one more time. Exhale, drop the hands down, chin to chest. One more big forward fold right here. Now, once again, let's deeply bend our knees and straighten the legs a few times. If your legs do not fully straighten, that's okay. If we've got our hands at our shins or at our thighs and we're in a higher forward fold, that is beautiful too. This is all about listening to your body, of course. We're just waking up the hips, knees, ankles a little bit more. Last time, tuck the tail around the back, roll yourself all the way up to standing. Now, take your right foot forward, your left foot back, and find a small lunge. Not the biggest lunge we've ever done before, but just a nice teeny tiny one. Hands to hips, head high. Really squeeze your thud on your left side and push the heel closer to the ground, bend the knee. Push the heel closer to the ground, bend the knee. This time push the heel down, pause. It may or may not actually touch, that's okay. Stretch both hands straight out in front of you. Pretend there's a table, push down, activate your arms as you slide them open to a great big T. From here, let's concentrate on our front leg. Straighten the front leg, rebend the knee. Now, as you do this, you might find that your knee goes in front of your toes, and that's okay. That's a myth that your knee cannot go in front of your toes. We do that naturally just in our walking every time you walk upstairs. So it's okay to allow the knee to go past the toes, as long as there's no pain, of course. And as long as our knee is tracking in line with the toes, it's going the same direction. Now pause with your front knee bent. Notice, do you want to take your back leg a little further back? Does it feel good where it's at? Cactus the arms, push the elbows back. Really fan open across the front of your chest. At the same time, wrap the tummy in. Maybe sink a little lower. Take an inhale, stretch your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bend the knee and the elbows. Inhale, big stretch up. Exhale, bend the knee, bend the elbows. One more time, big inhale, hands up. Exhale, bring it down, pause. Press the back of the arms towards the wall behind you. Take a nice big inhale. Hands to our hips. Straighten the leg. Lift up. Take a tiny hinge forward. Nothing big, nothing crazy. Maybe the heel goes back a little further too. Again, if you've got tight calf muscles like I do, maybe you've been running a lot, this should feel real nice. Rebend your front knee, hop both feet in. Stand tall at the top of your mat, both hands lift up to the sky. Maybe look up with your hands. Flip the palms, bring them down, bend the knees. Let's do the same thing opposite side. So right foot back, left foot forward, or the opposite direction. We'll always do both sides. We're starting at first in more of a small lunge. Really think about pulling your front heel towards your back toes, navel up and in. And then same thing, let's push the heel down to the ground, lift it up. Push the heel down to the ground, lift it up. Your heel may or may not touch, your leg may or may not straighten, it's okay. Our bodies are different, and even side to side can be different. Push the heel down, hold, navel in, chest open. Like we did on our other side, take the arms out in front of you, push down into a table, slide them open, hold. Stretching long from finger to finger, continuing to lift up and out of the waist. Take the hands to a little cactus shape, push the elbows, the hands back. Let's straighten our front leg, rebend. If it doesn't feel comfortable to have our arms up here, you could of course take them to your hips, off to the side, even just one hand to your hip, the other hand up. Do what works for your body. This time, bend the knee, pause, and decide, do you want to take the back leg a little further back to deepen the lunge? It's a-okay if you do. Again, think elbows, back of hands towards the wall behind you. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. A few more. Don't worry about doing the same amount of reps as me. Just listen to what your body needs. Last time. Straighten, pause. Maybe take the hands off to the side or to your hips, lifting up and out of the waist. Find that nice little hinge. Maybe back of the heel goes closer to the ground. How is that feeling there today? Full big breath. Rebend your front knee, hop both feet towards one another, stand tall and straight. Big deep breath, lifting both hands up, maybe look to the sky. Hands behind the head, elbows wide, bend the knees. Twist right. Look forward, twist left. Look forward, stand tall, relax the fingers, give yourself a wiggle. Let's once more bend our knees and go ahead and step the right foot back. Holding here with our right leg behind us, squeeze your thigh butt connection point, hands to our hips. Straighten the left leg, push the back heel towards the ground. Really pull your inner thighs towards one another. And we're coming back into that little pyramid, maybe going a little deeper this time. Sometimes it feels good to me to take my left thumb, bring it into my hip, and almost pull or kind of tack the hip back. That deepens the stretch in my IT band for me. Maybe go a little further. Now we're all at different places today. I know not everyone's going to want or be able to do this, but if you have the ability to forward fold over your front leg, go ahead and try. This would be a great place for blocks if we had them. No matter how high you are, hands could be on our thigh, on our shin, at the hips. See if we can just settle. This is a big pose. It can feel quite sensational. What's your breath doing? Relax. Don't worry about what the shape looks like. If the shoulders are shrugging up to your ears, can you soften so we can keep the neck long? Look towards your front toe, bend your front knee, hop both feet forward so we're in our forward fold. Grab your elbows and take a little ragdoll side to side. Slow that down, look through the legs, release the fingers, and then roll yourself all the way up to standing. Arrive tall and straight, take a pause, reach both hands up. You can look up to the sky if you so choose, hands behind the head, elbows wide. Twist right and left at your own pace. Knees can be bent or straight. What feels good to you right now? Do your thing. Same thing, other side, little bend in the knee, left foot back. Beginning to find where your pyramid's going to be. Do you want a wider pyramid, taking the leg further back? Does it feel better narrow? Drop the heel, lift out of the waist. Squeeze your thigh butt connection point, and as much as you can, keep both hips pointing forward as we take our hinge. Remember, when we do hinges, especially in our yoga classes, it's not about how close our head comes to the leg. Instead, it's creating a long line in the spine, maintaining that. Even though these are big stretches, hinges like this are amazing strengthening tools for our back and our abs. Again, we can stay, or you might take your right thumb to your right hip, tacking it back, perhaps going lower. How's that feeling? Do you want to go deeper? You could take the hands to the thighs and begin to walk down. You might be ready to forward fold over the leg. Again, I know that's a big shape for many of us. Don't feel like you have to look like me. It's not about that. And I didn't do it on the first side, but this is why it's good to listen to your body and experiment and explore. Right now, for me, it's feeling really good to lightly push my hips kind of side to side, right and left, getting a deeper stretch behind my hamstring onto that IT band a little on the outside edge of my hip. Remember, you can get creative with your own practice. Everything I give you is simply a suggestion. Look to the front of the mat, bend your front knee, take both feet together, roll all the way up, standing tall and straight. Pause for a moment, close the eyes, full big inhale, big breath out. Stretch both hands back up to the sky. Could we cactus our arms like we've already done today? I want you to roll the shoulders back, puff the heart and chest up, look to the sky. If you need the hands behind the head to support the neck, that is a-okay. Do what you need. 3 times I want you to inhale, straighten the arms looking forward, stretching the fingers as high as you can. Exhale, rebend. Inhale, straighten the arms, look forward. Exhale, rebend. Last time, big stretch up. This time, hands down, chin to chest. Roll yourself once more into your forward fold. Make this as deep or shallow as you like. Now I'm actually going to turn to face you because this might be easier to see that way. We're going to do one more stretch here in our forward fold. Now, I want you to take your right leg, pick it up, and see if you can step it behind your left leg. I hope that's visible on here very well. So I'll do that to the side again, just so you can see. I lift up my right leg, I take it behind. Now, some of us might be able to just step it behind. Some of us might actually bring it onto the opposite side. So it's almost like my pinky toe sides are touching one another. If that is not in the range of motion for you, of course, either foot right behind you or maybe just a little bit back behind the left foot, but still in its normal kind of alignment place. No matter where you're at though, whether we're higher, lower, hands down to the ground, sway the hips right and left here. Maybe try to rock the weight into the toes and the heels. You might even circle the hips around a little bit. Slow that down, relax the head. Unravel the feet. And then same thing other side. I'll lift up my left. All of those options were we can just first step a little behind us, still in line. We might step it simply right behind the foot in line, or you might take it over to the opposite side, bringing those pinkies to, and my pinkies aren't actually touching, but the pinky side of the feet are. And again, a little movement. Rock the hips right and left. Rock the weight forward and back. Maybe circle the hips around. Slow that down. Unravel the feet. Bend your knees, slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing and pause. Close your eyes. Hands can come to heart and stomach. They can just be down by your side. But take a moment and again check in with the body. How do you feel since we began class? Hopefully a little more awake, a little more excited to move, to stretch, to continue on with our day and this challenge. Take a big sip of air in. Easy breath out. Dip your chin to chest, flutter the eyes open. As always, my friend, give yourself a pat on the back. Thank yourself for doing something so good and just for you. I certainly hope you enjoyed our lovely yoga class today. I cannot wait to see you again for the next video in this challenge. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.